Sis, your wig ain't cute, and because I love you, here's why. Has got your wig looking like one kind of helmet. Then it doesn't allow the lace to melt into your skin and become one. If you own a wig, you should own a... My wig had gotten caught in the train doors. Now can you imagine? So hello and welcome to St. Clair's Hair's YouTube channel. My name is Dami St. Clair. So I had wanted to call this video Sis, your wig ain't cute, and because I love you, here's why. But YouTube only gives you 100 characters in the title. Now, I'm the kind of person that will let you know if your wig is not on point. Very tactfully, of course, because I'd expect someone to love me enough to do the same. I mean, look, wigs are not an easy thing, you know. I mean, they require skill. In fact, they should be handing out degrees because slaying a wig is work. Hence why we have amazing wig gurus such as Chrissy Bales providing wig making and slaying classes. So make sure you book you one if you need help in that area. But before we get into this video, if you haven't subscribed already to this channel, then make sure you do and turn on your notifications. And you can also follow us on social media. It's St. Clair's Hair for our hair bundles, frontals and closures. It's SCH Care for our natural hair products. And you can follow me, Dami St. Clair, on Instagram. Now there is a plethora of reasons why your wig could look hicky. And some of the most obvious ones are, of course, bad hair. And if you need good quality hair, you need to visit St. Clair's Hair. Then you've got unbleached or over bleached knots, dense unplucked hairlines, wearing your wig on top of your eyebrows, slapping concealer on top of your lace, and having people perplexed as to why your scalp looks orange. I mean, in artificial light, you might get away with concealer on top of your lace, but have you actually seen what it looks like underneath the God-given sun? In this day and age, when there's products like Wig Guru's Lace Tint, you just really don't need to be putting concealer on your lace anymore. So I'm not really gonna focus on those things. Instead, I'm gonna focus on the minor things that you might overlook, but make a very big difference to the appearance of your wig. Okay, so the first reason why your wig don't look cute is because, sis, your braid pattern has got your wig looking like one kind of helmet. I know that this might seem like an obvious one, but I feel like I still see a lot of people and their wigs are just all the way up here. I mean, if you have super long thick hair and you try to do full cornrows on top of your head to save time, don't expect your wig to look fleeky. Does anybody still use that word? I don't know. But yeah, don't expect your wig to look on point. I mean, if you have fine hair, you could probably get away with that. In fact, my rule of thumb is that the cornrows underneath your wig should look so good that if you had to rock them, you could. As in, if your wig fell off, you shouldn't even be mad because the cornrows look that good. In fact, you know what, that reminds me, the last time I wore a fringe was about 10 years ago. And I remember that I got my cousin to sew it to the perimeter of my head. I would never do that now, just too much tension for your hairline. But we were debating about it and I decided to get the wig sewn down. So one day I was running for the train, just about made it, caught my breath, located a seat, and as I was walking to my chair, something just yanked my head back. And I was like, what? My wig had gotten caught in the train doors. Now, can you imagine? If I had not sewn that thing down, I would have literally been standing there next to my wig until the next station. I would have been mortified. In fact, I would have had to pretend to start going on my phone, even though it's London Underground and there's no service. Or I could have just started doing a speech. I could have been on some, all right, so basically, I wear a wig, but don't be moving like you don't know what the concept of a wig is. I'm sorry, just because you're not a black female, you cannot tell me that you do not know what a wig is. Dolly Parton has been wearing wigs since way back when. Peggy Mitchell has been wearing wigs since Phil Mitchell had hair. Don't be looking at me like I'm some alien, like you don't know what a wig is. You know what a wig is. This is an unfortunate situation, but come on, you know what a wig is. Don't act brand new. Close your mouth. It's not that deep. Do you know, I probably would have done that. But anyway, how did we get onto that? That's it. So my point is, if my wig had fallen off, at least if my braid pattern was cute, it could have spared me a tad bit of embarrassment. But more than that, when my wig was still on, it would have been looking laid. Because the foundation is very, very important to the overall appearance of your wig. So don't be walking around with 4-month-old cane rows that have grown out and expect your wig to be looking good. It's not gonna happen. Don't leave me feeling all embarrassed alone. If your wig has come off in public, then tell your story in the comment box below and let's all laugh together. Sis, you got scraggly ends. Trim your wig. Trimming your wig makes all the difference. Scraggly ends are not cute, and in the same way that you would trim your natural hair, you should also trim your wigs just so they can look that extra bit juicy. Hair bundles get thinner towards the ends naturally, and then by the time you sew them onto a wig and your weft sits higher and higher, then the ends inevitably will look a bit thinner than they do when you actually have the hair in the bundle. So trimming them just makes them look. And if you want to go an extra step further, then you should cut your wigs into an actual hairstyle. Don't cut it yourself if you're not professional. I have ruined so many wigs thinking that I can just do what they do on YouTube, but I'm sorry, cutting hair is not easy. Take it to a salon, take it to a stylist, take it to somebody who is really good at cutting. And don't just cut layers to frame your face, like go through the whole wig and layer it. Get the V-shape cut at the back of the hair so that when you flick it over your shoulder, it's just kind of sitting like this. Getting an actual haircut, layering it all the way through can just take a wig from 10 out of 10 to 25 out of 10. Just, I love me a really good cut wig. Another reason that your wig is not gonna be looking cute is if you sew it bottom light, top heavy. Okay, what you want to do is make sure that your wig is bottom heavy, top light. So when you're sewing your bundles onto your wig cap, you need to make sure that the wefts at the back are literally sitting on top of each other, and then as you get towards the top, you can space them out a bit more. So for example, if I'm going to make a wig with 3 bundles, to be honest, probably the 2 bundles are gonna sit predominantly here because I would have sewn the wefts really close together. And then as I get towards the top, that last bundle, I'll space it out a bit more. And what that does is it gives you really nice, full, weighty hair at the bottom of your wig, and then the top can just be laid. If you do it the other way around, then you're gonna have the ends of your wig looking thin, and it's just gonna look bulky all up and through here. Sis, your hairline is as straight as a ruler. And I don't mean that you haven't plucked your hairline. You can pluck that thing to perfection. But if you don't cut that lace properly, then it was all in vain. And I don't feel like I need to tell you that you don't cut your lace just straight across your forehead, okay? But even if you cut your lace and you create some dips where your temples are, that's still not enough. You need to be cutting your frontals in a zigzag motion. Now please, I don't want to start seeing people walking around with some zigzag frontal and say, that's what I told you to do, because that's not what I mean. What I mean is that as you're cutting the lace, you need to make some microscopic zigzag motions. That's the best way I can describe it. So as you're cutting the lace, you're literally cutting in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, very subtly, yeah? And then when you get to places like your temples or where you have dips and grooves, still maintain that zigzag motion as you're creating the groove. So just, you know, zigzag, 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 zigzag. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. That's the best way that I can describe it. But doing that is going to make such a difference to how natural your frontal looks. So please, no more straight hairline. What you want is your microscopic zigzag motion. Sis, your wig ain't cute because it's greasy. There's nothing more that I hate, not hate, I hate a greasy looking wig. I don't feel like in 2021 I need to tell anybody not to be using Blue Magic on their wig, okay? Afro-Caribbean products should not be used on your silky straight Peruvian, Brazilian, Chinese, Filipino, Vietnamese, Russian, Jupiterian, whatever texture wig, all right? Even down to shampoos. You shouldn't be using the shampoo for your natural hair for your silky straight wigs and weaves, okay? Because those products are designed to have a higher oil content for our hair. So when you use Afro-Caribbean shampoos or deep conditioners on your weaves, the finished look is not gonna flow in the way that it should because the hair has been weighed down with those oils. Even products designed for silky straight hair can sometimes be too heavy. When I started St. Clair's, we were using John Frieda frizzies on the bundles. And a week of using John Frieda frizzies to, you know, make your hair look cute and shiny is gonna have it looking very greasy and weighty by the end of that week. The serum that I swear by, that I will forever be loyal to, is L'Oreal Elvive Extraordinary Oil. That serum is just Like even if you use too much, it's very difficult for it to make the hair look greasy, and you only really need a little bit. So please, greasy wigs are not it. And in saying that, please, you should wash your wigs on a frequent basis. When you wash your wig, you give your wig life, okay? You can revive hair with just a simple wash. Sis, your wig ain't cute because you did not use a hot comb, or you used a hot comb whilst the wig was still on your head. If you own a wig, you should own a hot comb, all right? A hot comb takes your wig to the next level, and you kind of defeat the purpose of using the hot comb if you use it whilst it's on your head. Just like, why would you do that anyway? Okay, maybe if you was rushing, I guess, but you're not gonna get the desired effect that you need, okay? If you're gonna use a hot comb whilst it's on your head, then one, you're putting an extreme amount of direct heat really, really close to your scalp and to your hair, okay? Heat damage. And on top of that, the braid pattern under your wig is not flat. So you are flattening your wig over a bumpy surface. It doesn't make sense. What you need to do is lay your frontal or your closure on top of a blockhead, and whilst it's on the blockhead, then you can use some elbow grease, and then you can get that thing flat. I use the black hot comb, which you can get from this website, and I believe if you use the discount code CB10, then you get 10% off. So yeah, using the hot comb to lay your closures, lay your frontal, lay the baby hairs, it's mandatory. And if you want to get even better results, then you can use a product alongside it. So you can use water or a wax stick. If you're going to use a wax stick, then be very careful, because if you use too much, then again, you're gonna end up with a greasy looking wig, which we hit, right? Oh, goodness me. All right, sis, your wig don't look cute because you're still using the yellow got to be glue. I'm not even gonna stay on this for too long. Just stop using it. The spray can is fine for quick fixes, but the one in the tube that's like PVA glue, just stop using it. It's white. It leaves a white cast. It leaves your frontals and your lace looking nasty, and just stop using it. What I like to use now is eyelash glue, which is a tip I got from Chrissy Bells, and she has a YouTube video all about it. If you're going to use eyelash glue, just make sure you're applying it to your skin and not your hairline. In fact, I have a YouTube video as well all about how to protect your edges and your natural hair underneath your wigs, so check that out. And sis, your wig don't look cute because there's stray hairs ruining your melt. And what I mean by that is you can melt your frontal or your closure really nicely. If there's a stray hair from your wig or a stray piece of hair from your hairline sitting underneath the lace, then it ruins the illusion of your melt. That's why I always say that when you're working with hair, when you're working with anything, to be honest, work nicely and neatly. If your hair is nice and neat, it's all pinned back when it's time for you to lay your hair, then you can make sure that you don't get random stray hairs sitting where you actually plan to lay the lace. If you have stray hairs sitting where you plan to melt your lace, then it doesn't allow the lace to melt into your skin and become one, and that's what you're trying to do. But because you have a foreign object, which is the stray hair, in between your lace and your skin, it doesn't melt in the way that it should. So that's one thing you need to be mindful of if you want your wig to look absolutely flawless. Sis, your wig ain't cute because it's supposed to be bone straight, but there's just bare kinks. So one of their products that I do love is the John Frieda 3-Day Straight. If you use that product on freshly washed hair whilst it's still damp and you blow dry it in before straightening, the results are just, whew. If you want hair that is just so silky and so soft, your hands just literally glide through it, then I would recommend that product. And remember to work in small sections, use it on damp hair, blow dry the product in, and straighten in small sections as well, and your wig will just look so nice. Okay, so this hair is St. Clair's hair, of course, and the wig was made by Chrissy Bell. So you can go to our website for the hair bundles, frontals and closures, and you can go to the Chrissy Bell's website for the fully made wig. You won't be disappointed. And also take care of your natural hair underneath your wigs, and you can do that using the St. Clair's hair natural range. Sis, your wig don't look cute because your cap is too big. Your wig is supposed to fit like a glove so that it can be nice and smooth. If your wig cap is too big, then when you put your wig on your head, you're gonna have excess cap. And instead of your wig fitting like a glove, it's just gonna be looking like one Ferrero Rocher when it should be looking like a lit chocolate ball. In some instances, you might be able to get away with using the wrong size wig cap. For instance, if you're gonna do a big curly wig, but if you're gonna do a silky straight wig and you wear the wrong wig cap, from the front, it might look all right, but your profile is going to look cray. Woo! Now there are so many other factors as to why your wig may not look good, but I can't go into all of them in this video. But if you would like to see a part 2, then let me know. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, then please make sure you share it, you like it, and you subscribe. And I'm gonna go eat and get my girls. Bye.